MVP, MVP, MVP. The GOAT. Caitlin Clark wins MVP of FIBA. Has not been playing. Fresh off of injury, shows up and wins MVP. We got to break this thing down, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Caitlin Clark is the MVP. Let's go. Let's go.
You need to look at how they actually used her to see what was really happening behind the scenes. They had a generational point guard playing at small forward with lineups that didn't really make sense. It felt like they were trying to reduce her impact by taking the ball out of her hands and forcing her into a role that didn't suit her. When you have a talent like that and keep her stuck in the corner, it's not just a strategy mistake. It shows you don't want her to fully shine. But Caitlin still managed to stand out even more.
Yo, Caitlin Clark is the MVP. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I told y'all she was the GOAT. I told y'all that girl was the GOAT. Do all of the hate, all of the getting benched, the funny lineups, they got her playing small forward. It did not matter. You know why? You can't stop God's work. It was written. It was written. This is God's work. Caitlin Clark wins MVP. Cheers, my friend. Cheers.
The situation got worse when the starting lineups were revealed. They started Chelsea Gray, Paige Buchers, and even Angel Reese over the player who has changed women's sports in a big way. It felt shocking to see someone of her level coming off the bench or treated like a second option while others got the spotlight. It seemed like the decision-makers were trying to show they could win without her. But every time she stepped on the court, everything shifted and the story changed for everyone watching.
On the senior national team, what we talking about? Y'all still trying to start Chelsea Gray? Y'all still trying to start Chelsea Gray? What we talking about? Caitlin Clark, the GOAT. You did your big one. They can't stop you. They can't stop you, mama. Let's take a look at this here. I gotta turn that music off. T-Pain might try to flag my channel. Caitlin Clark is the MVP, man. Spectacular. Well-deserved, GOAT. Well-deserved.
It wasn't only happening during games. It was also happening online. There were reports of bot accounts flooding MVP voting pages, trying to push the results toward Paige Buchers. It looked like an effort to take attention away and give the award to someone else instead of Caitlin. But her performance was too strong to ignore. You can't fake greatness with bots when a real player is putting up double-doubles and leading the team to a perfect 5-0 record so efficiently.
MVP, man. Spectacular. Well-deserved, GOAT. Well-deserved. The face of basketball, men, women, children, everybody included. This is the face of the sport. The face of the sport, man. MVP. This is spectacular. This is awesome. Wow. The real MVP. That's the real MVP, y'all. Come on now. Come on.
You break down the stats, the idea of holding her back makes even less sense. Caitlin ranked first in points, first in assists, and first in true shooting percentage. She also led in plus-minus and two-point field goal percentage. How can you bench a player who is leading in every key category? It seemed like the only explanation was an attempt to keep her from reaching the top. Even then, she kept performing, kept hitting those deep shots, and kept making others look a step behind.
This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Let's take a look at what she did. First in points, first in assists, first in true shooting percentage, first in plus minus, first in two-point field goal percentage. Caitlin Clark doing what the GOAT does. Get this CBA signed because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We gonna kick a lot of you-know-what. We kicking ass and taking names this season. We taking names this season. Caitlin Clark is going for MVP of the WNBA, of the entire WNBA. We had an op, Scott Agnes. Hey,
Many people forget she achieved all of this after being away for 8 months. While others stayed active in different leagues and competitions, Caitlin was recovering and preparing for her moment. Coming back after that long and still winning MVP shows strong determination and natural talent. It proves she doesn't depend on any system to succeed. She becomes the system. Her confidence never dropped, even when lineups seemed to favor players who hadn't faced what she went through during
of the entire WNBA. We had an op, Scott Agnes. Hey, man, you did some funny stuff last season with your reporting. I just got to keep it real. I have not forgot about some of the stuff you did. It is what it is. But he did put out there Caitlin Clark named MVP of the FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament in San Juan, helping USA to a 5-0 record. She averaged 11.6 points, 6.4 assists per game. It was her first games in 8 months. In 8 months. You got all these people running around playing 3-3 and on Rival, all of this stuff. Caitlin Clark is the MVP.
Now attention shifts back to the WNBA and the Indiana Fever, where Stephanie White is leading the team. The message from fans is clear. Let her play freely. We've already seen what happens when coaches try to control or adjust Caitlin's style, and it usually doesn't work well. Stephanie White now has the responsibility to let her play naturally instead of forcing her into a system that limits her abilities. If the Fever want to win, the coaching staff needs to build around her strengths.
We've been telling y'all, and it is what it is. Caitlin Clark is the MVP of the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup. How about that? We had Kara Lawson trying to bench the girl. They putting her in with all these funky, funny lineups. They keep starting Chelsea Gray every game. They got her coming up. They had Angel Reese start a damn game before. Paige Becker started before. Shit, they might have put me in a game. Pardon the language. They might have started me in a game before Caitlin Clark, okay? This was absolute insanity, but this is a beautiful sight to see, okay? Caitlin Clark.
There is a growing feeling that her rise cannot be stopped. Many believe it was always meant to happen because no matter how many challenges, strange lineups, or narratives come her way, she still succeeds. It feels like she was destined to become the face of the sport. Whether people accept it or not, the more pressure she faces, the more support she gains from the public. It is becoming something bigger than any coach or competition. She is seen as a special talent, and this MVP is just another step in her journey.
Fever are about to do it to him. Stephanie White, all you got to do is stay the hell out of her way. Just stay the hell out of her way, okay? That's all you got to do. Stay out the way. Caitlin Clark is going to handle the business, all right? It's as simple as that. We don't need you involved. We don't need you doing this. We don't need you doing that. Okay? Just stay out the way and let Caitlin do what she has to do, all right? Let's take a look at the – man, listen. I don't even want to take a look at nothing else. Sign the CBA. Caitlin Clark is the MVP, okay? They tried to hold her back. They tried to hold her down. You can't stop God's work.
While Caitlin was winning on the court, another battle was raging behind the scenes in the WNBA CBA 9:0 59 minutes, 5 seconds negotiations. We are talking about over 100 hours of marathon talks between the players and the league. The timing is critical because the league knows that 9:139 minutes, 13 seconds Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. They need a deal signed immediately to capitalize on the momentum she's built. 9:209 minutes, 20 seconds. If they don't get this right, they risk alienating the very fans who are tuning in specifically to see the MVP do her thing. The pressure is on both sides to 9:289 minutes, 28 seconds. Realize that the game has changed forever because of her. You can almost feel the heat coming from the haters right now. They are absolutely flaming 9:369 minutes, 36 seconds because they thought this tournament would be the moment she finally faltered. They were waiting for the 8-month rust to show or for the coaching decisions to finally break her 9:449 minutes, 44 second spirit. Instead, they had to sit there and watch her hoist the MVP trophy in Puerto Rico while their favorite players were left in the dust. The CC haters are 9:539 minutes, 53 seconds losing ground every single day because you can't argue with results. And you certainly can't argue with a senior national team debut that ends in a gold 10:0110 minutes, 1 second medal. The obsession with starting Chelsea Gray over Caitlin became a major talking point for anyone paying attention to the game flow. While Gray 10:0910 minutes, 9 seconds is a respected veteran, the impact Caitlin has on the floor is night and day. The pace of the game changes, the spacing opens up, and the defense is 10:18 10 minutes, 18 seconds forced to react in ways they aren't prepared for. Continuing to start veterans just for the sake of seniority is a trap that many coaches fall into. 10:26 10 minutes, 26 seconds. But in this tournament, it nearly cost the team their identity until Caitlin took over and reminded everyone why she is the most dangerous player around. 10:34 10 minutes, 34 seconds. This isn't speculation anymore. It's official tissue. When you win MVP in a FIA World Cup qualifying tournament, you aren't just a college star or a hyped-up 10:43 10 minutes, 43 seconds rookie. You are a global force. The level of competition in San Juan was high and the pressure was even higher. 10:49 10 minutes, 49 seconds. Caitlin didn't just meet the expectations. She shattered them. This performance was a warning shot to the rest of the WNBA that the version of 10:57 10 minutes, 57 seconds Caitlin Clark they see this season is going to be even more refined, even more confident, and even more determined to take every single trophy available on 11:0611 minutes, 6 seconds. The shell. We have to talk about Carol Lawson and the coaching staff's approach during this run. The funky lineups weren't just a minor annoyance. They 11:14 11 minutes, 14 seconds were a systemic issue that threatened to derail the team's chemistry. Trying to force a superstar into a box is a recipe for disaster. And it felt like the staff 11:22 11 minutes, 22 seconds was experimenting at the expense of Caitlin's natural rhythm. It's a miracle she was able to maintain her focus and deliver those elite stats while dealing 11:30 11 minutes, 30 seconds with the constant shifting of roles. It shows a level of maturity that most people simply don't give her enough credit for. The vibe for this upcoming 11:39 11 minutes, 39 seconds season is very different. The talk of taking names isn't just hyperbole. It's a promise. Caitlin isn't just going for wins. She's going for the WNBA MVP. 11:49 11 minutes, 49 seconds. She's already conquered the international stage in her debut, and now she's coming back to the States with a chip on her shoulder. The people who 11:56 11 minutes, 56 seconds doubted her during the off-season or tried to suggest she was bad for the game are about to have a very long year. 12:02 minutes, 2 seconds. She is playing with a level of aggression and precision that suggests she's finally ready to stop playing nice and start taking what belongs to her. 12:09 minutes, 9 seconds. Puerto Rico was the perfect backdrop for this statement win. In front of a global audience, Caitlin showed that her game travels. Whether it's in a packed arena 12:18 12 minutes, 18 seconds in the Midwest or a high-stakes tournament in San Juan, the result is always the same. She hits the big shots. 12:24 12 minutes, 24 seconds. She makes the impossible passes. And she leads her team to victory. The double-double in the final was the exclamation point on a tournament where she was 12:32 12 minutes, 32 seconds. Clearly the best player on the court from the first whistle to the last. It was a masterclass in how to handle pressure and internal sabotage. 12:39 12 minutes, 39 seconds simultaneously. The Indiana Fever are sitting on a gold mine, but only if they don't mess it up. With the CBA talks dragging on and the new season 12:48 12 minutes, 48 seconds approaching, the organization has to be perfectly aligned with their superstar. 12:52 12 minutes, 52 seconds. The drama surrounding the coaching and the lineups in the FIA tournament should serve as a cautionary tale. You don't try to fix something that is already 13:0013 minutes elite. You build around it. You support it. And most importantly, you make sure that the coaching staff understands that their job is to get out of the way, and 13:0813 minutes, 8 seconds let the talent dictate the ultimate outcome of the game. Let's go back to the bot situation because it's a perfect example of the anyone but Caitlin 13:16 13 minutes, 16 seconds mentality that exists in certain corners of the basketball world. The attempt to rig the MVP vote wasn't just about Paige Bueckers. It was about trying to keep 13:25 13 minutes, 25 seconds Caitlin from having another accolade to her name. It shows how desperate the opposition has become. When you can't beat her on the court, you try to beat her in the polls with fake engagement. 13:34 13 minutes, 34 seconds. But the real voters saw through the noise and looked at the stats. And the stats said there was only one choice for the tournament MVP. Most athletes would 13:42 13 minutes, 42 seconds be happy just to look competent after 8 months away from competitive play. 13:47 13 minutes, 47 seconds. Caitlin didn't just look competent. She looked like she hadn't missed a single day. The legs were there, the confidence was there, and that signature long-range 13:55 minutes, 55 seconds shot was hitting nothing but nylon. This suggests that her work ethic during the layoff was even more intense than we realized. She didn't just rest, she 14:0314 minutes, 3 seconds evolved. That's a terrifying thought for the rest of the league. As a more athletic and more focused Caitlin Clark is a nightmare to defend for 40 minutes 14:12 minutes, 12 seconds straight, it's undeniable that she has changed the game forever.